Okay, let's unpack this. Welcome back to the Deep Dive. My name's Alex, and hey, if you're listening because you're trying to master English, especially the kind you actually use in daily life, you're in the right place. So, maybe hit that like and subscribe button.
Please do.
Because today we are diving into something that seems, on the surface, just so simple. Grocery shopping. But specifically, shopping at a UK supermarket.
What's fascinating here is how universal an activity that is, right? Everybody shops.
Right.
But the language, the specific cultural rules, these tiny little social things in the UK can make it a complete minefield for a learner.
Minefield is the right word.
So our mission today, based on these great guides you shared, is to turn what can be a really stressful task into something, simple, successful, and frankly, a lot more polite.
Absolutely. Think of this as a survival guide. It's not about just knowing the word for tomato. It's about nailing those little 3 to 5 word interactions that really, they dictate your whole trip.
Yeah, from the moment you walk in. And that starts with just, the basic words, the nomenclature. You're going to survive, you need the core UK vocabulary.
Okay, let's hear it.
You're grabbing a trolley, that's the big cart you push, or maybe a basket if you're just getting a few things. You walk up and down the aisles, and when you're done, you head to the till.
The till. Not the checkout line, not the cash register.
It's the till, and the signs themselves are a vocabulary test, aren't they? If you're not ready for it, seeing meal deal.
Oh, the sacred meal deal. A main, a snack, and a drink. It's a cultural institution.
It is, and that's next to club card price, or 2 for £3, and then that word everyone's looking for, reduced. It can just make you freeze up.
Okay, so let's start where the confusion begins.
Yeah.
Location. You're in the door, you need pasta, but you have no idea where it is. The key, and the sources really stress this, is politeness over directness.
It's all about how you frame it. You're asking for help, not giving an order, and the guides give us 2 really solid patterns that just sound natural.
Okay, pattern 1.
This is the formal, always safe option. Excuse me, where can I find the pasta? You've got the polite, excuse me, and you're using the verb find, which implies you're searching.
Right, not demanding. And the second one,
A little more casual, a bit more conversational, something like, do you know where the milk is? It's softer, You're asking if they know, not just demanding the location.
and adding a please at the end, as the guide suggests, just smooths it out even more.
Always.
So this politeness thing is clearly key. What if you don't know the word for something? Or you ask for bread and they point you to the wrong aisle?
Right. You need to be able to continue the conversation. If you're lost, you can just ask, could you tell me where it is? Or if you really need help, could you show me, please?
And it's that could you that does all the work.
Exactly. Could you instead of tell me or show me? It's the magic ingredient.
I just wonder why the direct question, where is bread, which is grammatically perfect, is flagged as such a common mistake.
Well, it's fascinating because it gets to the heart of British social interaction. With strangers, especially service staff, being too direct can come across as impatient or even a bit rude.
Like you're commanding them.
Precisely. Starting with, excuse me, where can I find? Completely changes the tone. You're acknowledging them, you're asking for their help. It's a tiny bit of effort that makes you sound fluent and, just socially aware.
Okay, so we've politely found our items. Now comes the next big hurdle, the cost. This is where I think a lot of mistakes can happen with the price signs and all the different offers.
Yes. The sources give us some great phrases here. You need to focus on 2 core questions. First, the absolute basic, how much is this?
And second, to figure out all the deals.
Is this on offer? Simple as that.
But this is where it gets tricky with the bulk deals. You see a sign, the classic 2 for £3.
Yeah.
If you only grab one, you have to clarify.
You absolutely have to. The crucial question is it 2 for £3 or £3 each? That one sentence can save you money because you're confirming if you have to buy 2 for the discount. Never assume.
Now, let's talk about something very British. The reduced section. Those yellow stickers. Everyone loves a bargain. But what does that word actually mean for the product?
This is a great cultural point. Reduced just means the price is lower, usually because it's near its date, but it's created this whole yellow sticker culture.
Right, people hunt for them.
They do. And the key thing is, it doesn't mean the quality's bad. It just means the clock is ticking.
And that clock brings us straight to the most important words on the packaging for safety, the dates. There are 2 terms, and confusing them is, well, it's a really bad idea.
Absolutely critical. The first, and the one you do not ignore, is use by. This is purely about food safety. Think fresh meat, fish, Dairy. After this date, the food is considered unsafe.
End of story. And the other one.
Is best before. That's about quality, not safety. The food might be perfectly fine after that date, but, the texture or flavor might not be at its peak.
So let's say I picked up some milk and the date is tomorrow. I want a fresher one. How do I ask for that without sounding fussy?
There are a couple of very natural ways. You can ask, do you have one with a later date? Or, and this one is great because it shows, how supermarkets work, is there a fresher one at the back?
Because everyone knows they stock from the back.
Exactly. It's a polite, informed question.
All right, we found our stuff. We figured out the price. Now for the final boss, the payment, the pressure cooker moment.
Yeah.
Man till, or God forbid, the self-checkout.
First things first, how are you paying? You need the right phrases. Can I pay by card? Is perfect.
Or even faster.
Can I use contactless, which is just tapping your card or phone? And notice the preposition there. It's pay by card. That's the most common way you'll hear it.
Next, the logistics. Bags aren't free in most UK stores.
So you need that polite request. Could I get a bag, please? And then for your records, could I have a receipt, please?
But let's rewind just a tiny bit. Before you even get to the till, there's the queue.
The queue. This is serious business in Britain.
Yes.
Getting it wrong is very socially awkward.
And we have to use the right word. It is a queue. Never, ever the line.
Never. And the language is your shield here. If you're not sure where it starts, you ask, excuse me, is this the queue? Or if someone's just sort of standing there, sorry, are you in the queue?
Sorry, or excuse me again, just making everything smoother.
Instantly.
Okay, now for the fun part. The language that's coming at you from the staff or the machine.
Staff greetings are a great example of cultural shorthand. Someone might say, you all right? It's not a real question about your health.
Right, it just means hello.
Exactly. Just say, I'm fine, thanks. Or even just hello, then you'll get the standards, cash or card, and do you need a bag?
And then the machine, the voice of the self-checkout. You will definitely hear, please scan your first item.
And then the legendary phrase that strikes fear into the heart of every single shopper in the country.
Unexpected item in the bagging area.
That sound is enough to ruin your day. The advice from the source is simple.
Which is,
stay calm, do not fight the machine, don't press anything, just wait for a human to come and save you. So now that we've gone through the whole trip, let's just quickly pull it all together by looking at the most common mistakes the source has highlighted. This is where you really internalize the right way to say things.
good idea. Let's start with a big one we talked about, demanding things.
Right. Never, I want a bag. It's just too direct. The correction is always, could I get a bag, please? That word, could. It's your passport to politeness.
And what about asking for the price? We mentioned there's a common grammatical error.
Yes, forgetting the helper verb. A lot of learners say, how much cost this? Which is incorrect. The natural ways are, how much is this? Or how much does this cost?
Simple when you know it. And the payment language again?
Many people say pay with card and you'll be understood for sure, but can I pay by card is just the standard conventional phrasing. It's what you want to aim for.
There was also a subtle one about asking if something is in stock.
Ugh, yes. Forgetting the word any. Saying, do you have eggs, is fine, but it sounds much more natural to ask, do you have any eggs? It's a small detail, but it makes a big difference to how fluent you sound.
So really the takeaway is that a polite, well-phrased question is everything. Using keywords like trolley, till, aisle, and knowing the huge difference between use by and best before.
Exactly. When you put that all together, the politeness, the correct vocabulary, and understanding the cue, you're not just translating anymore, you're speaking the social language of a UK supermarket.
To really lock that in, let's just run through those 6 perfect sentence patterns we found. You can use these as your templates. Number 1, excuse me, where can I find pasta?
Which aisle is the milk in?
How much is this sandwich?
Is this on offer?
Can I pay by card?
And finally, could I have a receipt, please?
If we, connect all this to the bigger picture, the whole point of this deep dive was to replace that feeling of uncertainty with confidence. By mastering those 3 things, finding items, understanding prices and dates, and handling the till you just slash the stress of being in a foreign environment.
The vocabulary is the foundation, but the politeness is the architecture.
That's a great way to put it.
So we'll leave you with a final thought, a challenge really, that builds on this survival guide. Today's deep dive shows that fluency isn't about memorizing the dictionary. It's about mastering those tiny social micro-interactions that make life go smoothly. So here's the question. What small, everyday interaction in your native language seems easy on the surface, but is actually full of hidden social rules and specific phrases that a learner would almost certainly miss? Think about that until next time.